Welcome to the Premier Outlook's daily update on Manchester United and Everton. So, my co-host here, Sammy, is an Everton fan. I'm a United fan. So we're going to try to every day give our 2 cents on each team, update you with the news, the transfers. So, first off, Everton are looking at a new director of football. So let Sammy talk about that for a couple of minutes.
All right, so our Evertonian listeners know that that Everton's been looking for a director of football for a pretty long time now. This is something Mashiri wants to bring in to speed up the process of bringing in transfers, and we've been heavily linked with Leicester City's assistant manager Steve Walsh. He's pretty acclaimed. He was responsible for bringing in N'Golo Kante and Riyad Mahrez to Liverpool. Liverpool, no, to Leicester, and who knows who he'll actually bring to Merseyside, but. Um, I think if we sign him, it'll speed up the process. We all know we've been really impatient, waiting for to sign some players. We've been linked with so many players, but nothing's been happening except Stecklenburg. So maybe having somebody who can just do negotiations like really quick, not really quickly, but as their job pretty much. I think that'll help make this summer a great one.
So, Manchester United have brought in a lot of new signings. We've promoted youth players to the senior squad. So because of that, I think a lot of players will have to go. And some players look like they will go, like Januzaj is apparently wanted by Middlesbrough. I don't think it's on a loan move. I didn't see anything about it being on a loan move. But also, Enner Valencia a couple of days ago apparently received a bid from PSG for him, which is understandable because they lost Van der Wiel to Fenerbahce. But they also signed Munir from, I don't know who they signed him from, but he was a Belgian starting right back for the Euros. But for £26 million, I would definitely let Valencia go.
It's a lot of money
Yeah,
for a
especially
right back that
yeah,
can't really
especially
play
for
right back.
right. I mean, he's good at right back, but he's better on the right, and I think Louis van Gaal kind of transformed him to right back, but not in the right way because that's not his main position.
Right. I mean, they needed somebody out there. Is Darmian gonna go? Is he? I know you don't think he's like the best defender. He didn't have the best of seasons, but how do you think that's gonna work out?
I think Darmian will be a right back for next season because he has it in him. Even Barcelona were rumored to him like a month ago. He started off last season very well. He got man of the match in our very first game versus Tottenham, and he had a first month was good for him, but then he kind of maybe got too confident because he dropped down towards the end of the season. But
Right.
I think that Jose Mourinho can make him a better defender, and I would not want to see Darmian leave, even though I know this is a transfer rumor, but today rumors that we're going to sign Fabinho, a right back from Monaco, have came out.
Well, maybe even if they sign a right back, maybe competition is what he needs. Maybe he needs to have his head right to
Right,
to know he has somebody that can take a spot if he's not playing well.
right, and I think that's something that Jose Mourinho is good at is pushing his players and not giving them
Right.
an easy, smooth road. Also, I want to see Fellaini leave, but apparently he's in Jose's plans. I want to see Lingard leave, but he's about to get a new forty
Why
thousand
Lingard?
pounds. He's I don't know. He's homegrown. He's came up from our youth academy, supported United as a kid. He had a good season last year. I'll always be thankful for him scoring that winning volley in the FA Cup final versus Palace. But he's just not really good enough for Manchester United. Like, this is United we're talking about. We have players like Zlatan now, Mkhitaryan now. We have one of the best managers in the world. Like, if we want to win the title, I don't think someone like Jesse Lingard should be a person that plays for
Definitely.
Manchester
Well,
United, a
well,
title-winning squad.
do you think he has it in him to become that kind of player? Would you want him out on loan, or would you want to sell him? Just take the money now, or let him just run.
Um, I think a loan move would be good for him, but I think only one. I think we should give him one chance, and If we were to loan him out, it'd be nice to see it in the Premier League.
Right.
But it just a lot of United fans do not like Jesse Lingard, and it's not that like I don't hate Jesse Lingard as much as like a lot of fans do. I just don't think he's good enough for the club, and that's also how I feel about Phil Jones and Fellaini. And Phil Jones is another player I want to leave, but I know for a fact that Jose Mourinho wants to keep him as potentially a first choice center back with Chris Smalling, which I can't even fathom how anybody would think that Phil Jones is worthy of a starting spot at Manchester United.
Because they're an eighth place team.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You don't really have too much better. I mean, maybe Smalling and Bailey, but
And right, but we've been linked to Manolas and Varane,
you
and
don't
I
have them
think
yet.
right, but I do think that we need a new center back, which is
Okay.
what reportedly Jose is looking at. I don't think the Varane moves on anymore. There was a lot of rumors about Manolas a couple months ago, and I think Manolas is just an amazing center back. He's what we need. He won the most aerial duels over the past 2 seasons in this area. He is he's a very fast center back. He's good at defending. He's strong. He's just everything that you would want in a center back for the Premier League. Because the Premier League's where if you have a slow center back who's great at defending, then so be it. But with a lot of just pace players who can get the job done, like Jamie Vardy, Riyad Mahrez, Alexis Sanchez, Sergio Aguero, those are all extremely fast players. And in order to counter them, you'd want someone like Manolas, someone like Bailey, who are very fast, who can defend against those fast players.
Right. Well, well, in terms of who you have right now, though, is Phil Jones not the second best option?
Not at all.
Have you seen enough of Bailey to know that hey, he's the first choice with Smalling right now?
I haven't seen enough of Bailey, but I have seen enough of Daley Blind, who was almost our player of the season last year
Uh,
because he was fantastic and he played at center back. He, I think he's definitely better than Phil Jones. I would take him over Phil Jones every day of the week. I think if we don't sign a new center back, it should be Blind and Smalling, but apparently it will be Smalling and Jones. But I do think that Daley Blind is a better option than Phil Jones if we don't sign a new center back.
that's fair. What next?
So, what about Everton players who are looking like they're going to be out the door?
Um, well, in terms of who's definitely out the door, yesterday Koeman spoke with the board and said that Omar Niassa is not in his plans for the next season, so that looks like he's gone. We didn't see very much of him, but in what we did see, it was pretty disappointing. Not worth 13.5 million pounds or whatever we paid for him. Um, and in terms of who I'd want out, um, well, we have a lot of players. We don't have that much depth. We're a club with not that much depth. We have we have our starting 11, and for example, the left side. There's no one on the left side that can play and be a true winger and create chances. Maybe cleverly, but he's not very much of an attacking player, you know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have enough depth at any position. If anybody would have to go, maybe McCarthy. I think Besic could easily take his spot. But we should be signing center mids to put in that spot. McCarthy had an off season last year. You never know what could come of him playing again. So even then, I don't know if I want him to go. And it really we don't have enough depth at all to let anybody go. Um, maybe send some people out on loan. For example, Oviedo. Oviedo looks like he could be in the first team though. It's between for of course behind Baines. It's between Oviedo and Luke Garbett, and they're both very good young players. Not young, but very good players with a lot of potential.
Right.
Oviedo, of course, scored the goal against Manchester United to give us a win at Old Trafford. Um,
Did I ask?
um, we need a right back. You can't let anybody go. Um, like at all. Maybe Kone too. Kone, why is he even here when you know the striker? Kone's gone. Kone's gone. And then of course we have the young players that'll come take people's. Look like they have some chance in the first team if anybody goes and drops off. But yeah,
Right. So next we're gonna bring on a quick little segment to end off the day called Bang or Bust. So we're going to talk about a few players recently transferred to their new teams. We also have a manager in there, and we're going to talk about whether we think they're going to bang, do well at their new club, or just be a bust and not live up to the potential. So first off, we have N'Golo Kante to Chelsea. So what are your thoughts on that transfer for both the player and the club?
I'm gonna say bang. Of course he was one of the best players in the league last year, and from what I saw from the Euros, he's quick, he's strong, he's all over the place. I think he'll do fine, especially in the Premier League, as always.
I'm definitely going to agree with you. It's a great, great move for Chelsea. It's in the running for signing of the summer. Of course, there are signings who are above that, but he's a really quality player. He's so quick. He can defend well. He can control the pitch, and we saw that at Leicester, and he was a huge, huge reason that Leicester won the league.
Yep.
So next up, we have another Chelsea Conte, but that's the manager, the Italian manager, new his first season. What do you say?
I'm gonna go ahead and say bang again. They have the squad that can win a title. On their day, of course, or on their year. Last season they had the
Yeah,
same squad and they don't do anything. But I think that had something to do with Jose Mourinho, and it's like he has this thing where he's only there for 2 years and then all of a sudden it drops off. Um, but for Conte, he did well at the Euros. He brought Italy to the quarterfinals. Um, and I think he'll be fine. He's very good with tactics, and it'll help the Chelsea squad get their full potential.
yeah, I'm gonna agree, Bang. There, we saw that he's a good manager in the Euros. If he can get the best out of Hazard, then that could be really,
Definitely.
really
Oh, he's
critical.
deadly on his day again.
He really is. And also bringing in Conte, they have players like Fabregas, potentially Mahrez, and if
Right.
Costa stays, they have a fantastic team. So next we're going to talk about John Stones, looking like hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's looking potentially that he could go to Manchester City for £50 million plus Wilfred Bonny. Bang or bust?
This is a weird one because on the one hand, I don't know if he's even gonna play because they already have Vincent Company and Otamendi and a few other defenders, but I think he would be like the third choice, and I think he can play right back too, and I think if he does get in, he'll do fine. Um, just exactly like he would play. I think he would get himself in similar issues where he's dribbling and somebody's on his back and he's turning the ball over or close to turning the ball over in the defensive third. But I'm just gonna say I don't know. It's like in between bang or bust because it just depends on if he plays or not. And I think if he plays, he'll do fine.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I would put it in between bang and bust because I honestly think for the first season he will be a bust, but I think that over time he'll
Right.
become a smarter player under Pep Guardiola, and I think give him 3 or 4 years and he can very easily be one of the best center backs in the world.
Definitely.
So I'm going to go in the middle for that one too. Next is one I love to talk about it, Henrik Mkhitaryan. Bang or bust?
Bang. We all saw how well he was doing in the friendly yesterday, and that's just one half. He was out there creating plays. He almost got himself a couple assists, and he's just doing fine. I think he'll do fine. He's a great player.
He is definitely bang for me. He was phenomenal versus Wigan. He was just so good. It was so fun to watch. Like, he's a type of player that we haven't seen at United. Like, it's new to us. Like, we haven't had that for a long time under Moyes and Van Gaal. So next is the most talked about player, the Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
I'm gonna go and have an unpopular opinion and say bust. I think his pace is gonna hurt him in the league. I know some slow players can score goals, but I don't know if um if Mourinho can get the best out of him.
I'm going to say bang just because he's a great striker. So thank you for tuning in and listening. Leave a comment. Let us know which transfers do you think will be a banger or bust. And don't forget to subscribe